The following episode of Geek Access is brought to you by the Mind of a Geek podcast. Mind of a Geek is the show where Nate picks the brain of a different guest every single week. Guests include podcasters, cosplayers, live streamers, content creators, and more. Upcoming guests include Dice Tomato, Sean Burns, Carrie Sims, Jay Hammond C, and a whole lot more. So go to inktogeekstudios.com/mindofageek for more information. And now for your feature presentation.
This is Alpha Geek Radio.
Hi, this is Scott Johnson from the Frog Pants Network, and you're listening to the Geek Access Podcast. Oh, yeah.
Don't fuck up.
What's funny is, like, on the audio recording for the podcast, no one's going to know what you're talking about. Because all that shit's going to be edited out.
Fun, but I'm letting you know.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to episode 46 of Geek Access. There, look, I got the name of the show right.
You did it.
Yay. We are finally all back after our holiday break. Brandon wasn't with us last week, but he's returned from the dead. So,
wow.
Indeed.
It's been a long while for Brandon.
It has been a long while for Brandon.
I know, I had to cover work last week.
You did, but it was okay. It was okay. Somebody, you said somebody knew somebody who had passed away, and
No, someone's mom died.
oh, well, yeah, somebody knew somebody who passed away.
Yeah, it was the day of her mom's service, so.
Right. Well, that was very noble of you.
Just kind of more not douchey, I think. Less
So-
noble and more just not being an ass.
Fair enough.
Hey, you mind covering my shift so I can go see my mom's funeral? Fuck no, dude.
No, I have a podcast to
I
record.
got a thing. Sorry.
So how's it going, guys? How's everybody's week been?
Pretty duper.
Pretty duper, yeah. Can
Yeah.
confirm as duper.
Yeah. Applied for a house.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
See how
Excited.
that goes.
Yeah.
By your lonesome?
No, me and the roomie. He got a promotion. Now he's a manager at fucking KFC. Woo! The fun
So
life.
He can watch his minions serve chicken instead of
Yeah.
serving chicken now.
Pretty much.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, that works.
Yeah. So now he's like, I think I can help you out and we can get a house, man. I'm like, all right. if you think you can do it, then it's fine.
Geez.
But,
Sounds like a disaster
I don't-
waiting to happen.
I don't know how it is.
I can manage the house by myself, honestly. But
I don't know
Why
how
don't
it
you
is.
just get the house by yourself?
Yeah,
saving money is saving money.
that's true. I don't know how it is out there, but over here, depending on the house you get and depending on what city you go to, sometimes the mortgage of a house is cheaper than the monthly payment of an apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's just more utilities with houses.
Right.
Yeah, that's
And then-
the only con.
For more
Homeowners
stuff.
insurance, your property tax on a yearly basis, but
Other than like upkeep,
right.
Yeah,
like
that's
if you
shit
have a
too.
lawn. And,
Yeah, but at least you're putting money into your own worth as opposed to in somebody else's pocket.
yeah, but I mean, when you buy a house, it's a lot more difficult to relocate because you got to deal with selling a house.
Right. Well,
And
you
that
know,
process takes a long time.
yeah, it's quite the
So I'm not gonna buy a house
Yeah.
until we're like in a city that we're gonna stay in.
We built this city.
I'm gonna build the hell out of this city, dude.
Brandon, how was your New Year's celebration?
I was alright. We went over to a friend's house, and then like from 10 o'clock on, we just stayed home together.
Nice. Very nice.
You know that's what I did.
Yeah, I did my New Year's celebration on Arc, actually. Well, the wife went out with her friends. She and a bunch of her friends. I mean, they go out pretty regularly for different things like karaoke and stuff like that. So they all went out for New Year's, and I was home with the kids. And the Arc developers did this thing on the official maps where they had the giant ball and the ball dropped, and if you were on at 12:01 Eastern time, you got a special little prize, which wound up being really stupid, so it wasn't even worth doing.
Of course it was.
It was cool watching the ball drop.
Oh boy.
What would have been cool is if
It's a big ball.
If when the ball dropped, it just eradicated everything and killed all the dinosaurs, like it was the asteroid hitting the planet. That would have been.
That
And then they announced the
way
game's
cooler.
getting shut down.
Right.
Servers are down.
That would have been kind of cool. Servers are gone. See ya. No, actually, it's doing really well. They're still selling fairly steadily across the board on PC. They're adding 100 new servers to the console version of it, either this week or next week. So the console version is doing pretty well.
Yeah, just don't play on our server because our server's full of assholes.
I don't
They
know if it's
raid our
full of
shit.
assholes. It's just full of people who are embracing the PvP element of it.
Your voice sounds really bad.
Who's?
Everybody's does.
I don't know. It's like the quality just went really down.
Did
The
it?
quality for everything just dropped super hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys sound all normal on my end.
Well, if it's fine on your
Yeah,
end,
it's
I don't
fine.
know how Twitch is.
It's fine on my end. If it's fine on my end, it's fine on Twitch. I don't know. Skype is... No, when we recorded Mind of a Geek on Monday, Amy and I were having this problem with Skype. That's why we switched over to Hangouts and did just fine. So I don't know what's up with Skype. It could be that maybe one or two or all three of us have to...
down as well.
Twitch is down?
Well,
The,
I'm not
the
getting
stream
any
just
feed from
died.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? It could also possibly be that I have a storm going on in my area right
You're all
now.
grainy now too.
Yeah.
Granulated.
I don't know. Like I said,
Super
it's...
granulated.
It sounds good on my end. It seems to sound good on here, so I don't know. It is what it is. Whatever. I don't care.
He doesn't care.
I'm done. As long as the recording sounds good, the recording sounds good. I'm sick of the internet. I'm sick of Time Warner Cable. We need to get either Comcast or Google Chrome or something up here. I want the gigabit
You don't
internet.
want Comcast.
I
No,
don't,
you don't.
I don't
I deal
care.
with that shit.
I don't care how much it costs. I don't care how shitty their customer service is. I want gigabit internet.
They have data caps.
Huh?
Comcast has data caps.
Not in every area.
Well, good luck getting an area that doesn't have it.
Right. But
Careful what you wish for.
and that's fine. I mean, I deal with data caps on my mobile, so
Well, yeah, mobile's
very
different.
things.
yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Don't try to pretend like because it's okay on your phone, it's okay on your computer.
Fair enough.
You
try
don't download movies on your phone.
Don't try to pretend.
Fair enough. Yeah, I don't know. So, if anyone's listening live, I apologize. It says, yeah. See, now Twitch is telling me stream quality excellent. So I don't know what the.
I'm
bloody
not
hell-
even getting the stream. I refreshed it like 4 times.
Yeah, it's like a little black. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just spinny.
We got 9 people watching though.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Yeah, no, I see that. And they're
Sorry,
watching
boys.
nothing. Here, I'm gonna kill the broadcast and try it again.
Sorry, boys and girls.
Get it.
All right,
So Dragon Ball.
whatever.
I'm
I
playing
don't
that
care.
Xenoverse. You guys don't like anime or Dragon Ball, but
I don't-
fuck it. I love Dragon
I'm
Ball.
warming up to anime. I don't like Dragon Ball.
Oh God,
I
love
didn't
it.
even watch it as a kid.
I loved it.
I have heard from multiple people that watch it or have watched it that the Japanese version is significantly better than the American version.
Oh yeah, it's way less edited, more curse words. It's just great.
Right. Well, that works.
Well, as a kid, you look forward to those.
Right. Well, no, you do.
Damn it! Yeah, he said damn it.
Oh yeah, it feels good, man.
I wouldn't consider
say
anything
damn it.
beyond like the 4 words. Oh, it looks like our stream's back up. I refreshed it and it seems to be doing fine now. So that's
There
good.
we go.
Might have been an internet
Hey,
hiccup.
baby.
But
Just a minute.
so the Xenoverse game, what is that?
It's Dragon Ball, but it's a split timeline from Dragon Ball where you like go into all these futures and pasts of the original storyline, and there's this duo that's fucking up time, and you have to fix time. So you make your own Dragon Ball character. You get to pick any race you want, any color, anything. You look like whoever you fucking want, which is amazing. That's the first Dragon Ball game that's actually been this customizable with your character. And then you just build him up and make him a badass. You unlock new moves, new suits, new freaking hairstyles, new everything. It's
Oh,
bitch.
new hairstyles. Nice.
Hey man,
Hey,
they're
those,
important.
Those are really important in Dragon
They're
Ball.
very important.
Because you gotta have your small hair and then your large hair. Then you have to have your bright fucking white Super Saiyan hair.
Right.
Exactly.
So, see, I know what I'm talking about.
You graduate
Somewhat.
from yellow to orange.
It's more like of a maroon, but whatever. Yeah, it's all right.
It's like a
Saying
maroon.
4. Yeah. I know too much.
No, I had a buddy of mine growing up, and his two biggest obsessions were NASCAR and Dragon Ball Z.
That was an odd combo.
I know he's like a nerdy redneck.
I do know plenty of those, but not NASCAR and Dragon Ball
Never
together.
makes it less weird.
Right. Well, Dragon Ball is all about fighting and things blowing up, and NASCAR is all about people crashing and things blowing up. So
Yeah, but
That's fair.
it works. It
it's
works.
a bit of a stretch.
I suppose he's an oddball. He's kind of an oddball. Crikey. Brandon, you're the one that has it. You've been away from the show the longest.
I've
Communicate.
probably done the least amount of things too.
Probably. What have you played? What have you done? What about this movie you just saw? This Amy Poehler Tina Fey thing.
It's pretty funny, dude.
Yeah.
SNL cast is hilarious.
What was it about?
They're sisters, and it's kind of a cheesy story, but it was still really funny
So there's a movie called Sisters and They're Sisters. No way.
Crazy.
because they're like best friends in real life. I think
Right. Well, that works.
it was really funny. I've been playing Rainbow Six. I got Rainbow Six one day when I got mad, like Counter Strike,
Nice.
so I bought it.
I hear it's good, but I don't know. I've heard mixed things about it. Do you
The
enjoy
biggest-
it more?
It's less AIDS. It's not like as competitive, not yet, and I don't think it'll reach the same level. But like the community's a little better. The biggest problems with it are like netcode related and bugs
Oh,
that
that's
they're
it?
working on. Like sometimes you'll just like they had a real big problem on the consoles where the Xbox One version was just not playable, basically.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, but they're working on it. Like they're actually addressing it, and they just fixed a bunch of them in a patch
Oh, that's cool.
the other day.
I mean, it looks great. I like the whole break in however you want to break in, looking through walls and having all your gadgets.
yeah,
and
it's
shit.
fun.
That's cool.
It's definitely fun. It kind of sucks that there's no single player. Like there's no campaign, which for a lot of
Oh, you
old
can't
school-
test your little or practice a little bit.
There's terrorist hunt, but I mean that's not a story. It's just like the scenarios like they had in Vegas.
Yeah, see, it's nice to see developers go that direction, though, because you have games like Call of Duty and Battlefield and stuff like that. I mean, Battlefront went in that direction, too, whereas...
What direction?
The direction of no multiplayer. Or, I'm sorry, no single player. Like, a large...
Oh,
a
well,
large
there's
I mean,
some
it's
things,
like
but-
Call of Duty. Like the story. I mean, the stories used to be kind of there, but it got less and less irrelevant. But like, Rainbow's always kind of had like at least a semblance of a story.
Right.
Yeah. It's
So
very
a lot
true.
of, I mean, I would have appreciated at least something, but I mean, I guess I'd rather there be nothing than some really shit ass 3-hour
Right, yeah, you're
Call
better...
of Duty style campaign where it's like, here's an afterthought that's absolutely useless.
Right.
You're gonna play the story. It's all on the same maps you play on multiplayer. We just
Yeah,
threw
when
some
it's
voice
just
actors in there.
Doesn't matter. It's like, oh, okay.
I mean, to be fair, I found the story mode of Advanced Warfare to be better than the multiplayer. I liked the story. I thought the whole thing with Kevin Spacey was really cool. I thought that was kind of well done. The Advanced Warfare multiplayer was garbage. So I haven't bothered with the story campaign with Black Ops 3, but they did vastly improve the multiplayer. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure how the story
I
mode
wouldn't be
went. but-
surprised if they just stop including campaigns.
Yeah, I
Yep.
mean, there are plenty of games out there, like these days. I mean, yes, you have a first-person game like Fallout is a first-person, or any Bethesda game is first-person, things like that. They're not first-person shooters per se, but they're first-person. But for me, the way I look at it is putting a single-player campaign in a Call of Duty or a Battlefield or a Rainbow Six. That would be like trying to put a storyline in League of Legends. Like it's a PvP game, or a campaign in League of Legends. It's a multiplayer game. It's designed for player versus player.
Well, it's just weird for the more old fans. Like I originally played all the Call of Duties. Like the first one. Like we talk about the first Call of Duty. Like that was almost like there was multiplayer, but that was before multiplayer was really a thing.
Was relevant, right?
So it was all about, granted it was World War II, and then even with 3, like multiplayer was still like
yeah,
it
three was
getting
like the
there.
first
It was on
one for
360, but-
yeah.
and then now it's just kind of switched, and Call of Duty I guess less so, but with like something like Rainbow, like they actually had stories
That were
sort
good.
of. Yeah, they weren't great. Like I remember when they had the trailers for Patriots before they got killed, and then it became Siege, and it looked really cool.
Right.
The story they had with
Patriots did
Rainbow.
look cool.
Yeah,
I don't
What's
know what
that-
the hell they scrapped that
Siege
for.
is still good. Like, I mean, I don't know that I would have felt good paying $60 for it. I bought it on the winter sale
Right.
for $45 because I sold the skin for it, so I really didn't even pay for it at all.
Right.
You sold a skin for it.
Yeah,
Well,
I
that
got
works.
mad. I
That
was
just
like, fuck-
kills me.
I was like, fuck this game. I'm selling a skin and buying Rainbow Six, so I did.
Well, that works. Are either of you going to be back into Diablo 3 this week? 2.4 drops on Tuesday with Season 5.
Is that little island supposed to have a story, or is it just like a new zone?
Greymane Island, Greymane Isle. I know in lore it has some importance. I doubt they'll add any campaign content, but there probably will be some lore in it.
And I probably won't play it.
See,
I'm
I'm
not that into Diablo as like like the seasons.
Yeah, see, that's all. See, I don't even bother with the campaign. Like, I know when they were first talking about season mode, they were talking about, you had to do the seasonal, the campaign through the season before you could do adventure mode. And I'm glad they changed their mind on that, because I think that's what brings Diablo up over things like Torchlight and Path of Exile, is they have gone beyond the traditional ARPG. Like, I go back, I love Path of Exile, and I enjoy playing it, but I can't help but feel like I'm playing a game that's 10 years old, because...
You kind of are, aren't you? Isn't that game pretty old at this point?
It's pretty old nowadays.
Well, no, it
yeah.
ain't that old. I mean, it
4
was
years?
still in beta like the year before Diablo 3 came out. But it's
Came out. It's 3 years old. Well, no, more like a little over 2.
you have to play through the campaign 4 times to get to the highest difficulty level, which Diablo eliminated. You have to go
It
to
didn't at first though.
No, it didn't. It eliminated it with
That was like that big patch.
That was the new expansion, yeah, the Reaper of Souls, that basically fixed the whole game and rebuilt it from the ground up. Which was the patch that saved the game. They got rid of the real money auction house. They added all this amazing end game content which no other ARPG has. There's no other ARPG that has an end game like Diablo's. So it adds a lot of fun. And then you have seasonal mode, which seasonal mode is basically the D2 ladder system that people had been asking for since day one. So one thing I don't like about what they're doing with 2.4 is what used to be is they would release new legendaries, but for as long as that season was going on, those new legendaries were only available to seasonal players. You could only get them by playing season mode. They did not drop in standard non-seasonal play. So, and then of course you had all your crybabies that don't want to play season mode. So they finally buckled this patch, and now all the new legendaries that come out will also drop in non-seasonal play, which I think is kind of dumb. But
Well, I probably won't touch it again.
right, there's a lot of cool
Think
things.
I thought
coming
they were
out.
going to add story to that island, but if they're not, I mean, I played through the game like once, and then played through Reaper once, and I was like, okay, I
Right.
beat
The
game.
story is so broken now, though. And
Never really been into. That was never my Blizzard game of choice.
no,
It was my afterthought game.
yeah, I would put Warcraft, like the whole Warcraft thing, like the RTS games, and then World of Warcraft, and then Diablo, and then
The
probably
big arcade mod for like they're redoing, not Blizzard but fans are doing Warcraft 3 HD remix as an arcade in StarCraft 2.
Blizzard's supposed to be
What?
doing a remastered version of Warcraft, Warcraft 2, and Warcraft 3. That was talked about a while ago.
I think it's all still been like hearsay and not confirmed though.
No, I thought they confirmed that.
It's all been hearsay, like people seeing jobs on their site and be like, "This must be HD remix."
Oh,
But,
yeah.
Yeah,
but the the fan made one. They're only redoing the multiplayer so far as I know
Right.
at this point. Is like in a pre-alpha sort of stage, and I saw a trailer where this YouTuber was playing it, and it looked really good.
Nice.
Like it's supposed to be really solid. They imported all the sounds, and like everything is really well done.
Oh, that's
That's
cool.
fantastic.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
I think Blizzard would be missing a big opportunity, though. I think, especially with the Warcraft movie coming out in a few months, which I'm really excited for. That new trailer looked amazing. They're missing a big opportunity. They could very easily. They could
Yeah.
remaster Warcraft 1, 2, and 3 in HD, make them compatible with Windows 10, and have a digital package of that. They could probably package it up for $29.99 for all 3
I'd
games.
pay $20 to $30 to have all of them with better resolution. Like even if it's the same game, just like touch it up a little bit and then make it compatible with a good resolution.
Right, and then because you go back and play, like even going back and playing the original Warcraft, it's not so much the graphics that ruin it; it's the smoothness of the controls.
It's just hard to get to play.
Yeah, their games are just hard to play. Exactly, but I think if they don't do something like that to coincide with the release of the Warcraft movie, because that movie will bring in other fans or other potential fans from outside the Blizzardverse. And they'll want to play a game based off of the story of the movie they just watched, and the storyline of the movie takes place right around the time of the original Warcraft game, right around the time of the First War. So I think they'd lose out if they didn't do something like that. But I mean, we'll see.
It'd be cool to see.
Did they HD remake that Viking game that they had? What's that Viking
Lost
game that
Vikings?
was?
Lost Vikings?
Lost
I don't
Vikings.
think so.
I really want to play
don't-
that again.
I don't think it was like HD remix. I think they just like made it available.
Well,
Yeah.
either or, I would like that too.
I mean, I know you can play the Lost Vikings in Heroes of the Storm.
It's not the same though. Lost Vikings was like a pretty sweet little puzzle game. It was a trippy and weird game, but it was good.
Right.
I liked it.
I
a lot.
don't recall ever playing it.
What?
Although you want a really good puzzle game, I picked up my iPad Pro and my Apple Pencil this past week, and I got a game. I don't know if it's available on Android, but I know it's on iOS, obviously, and it's called The Room. And there's,
Oh yeah, no,
I've seen
you
that
can get it on Steam.
oh, can you get it on Steam as well?
Yeah.
So they have The Room, The Room 2, and The Room 3. And
Jesus. All right,
those-
so they're just pushing
Right.
them out.
well, they are. Well,
They
I
had
think,
one good game. They're just like, let's keep going.
well, The Room.
Yeah,
Well,
we
no,
can wait
like
until
all
we
3 of the
get good.
games have 5-star ratings, and The Room was
a rating's a rating.
the.
I heard good
People are
things about them.
Yeah, The Room was 2013. Room 2, I assume, was 14, and then Room 3 was 15. So I think they're doing like one a year. But yeah, it's an awesome puzzle game, and I haven't done 2 and 3 yet because I'm trying to get through 1. But essentially, so you start off and there's like this box, and as you solve the puzzles, the box gets larger and more elaborate, and you have to continue solving these puzzles, and it's pretty challenging, to the point where
That's
like
cool.
in one particular part of one particular puzzle, there's this thing that you need. And it's like a gold-plated, bronze-plated type color, and the table that the box is on, the feet of the table are gold-plated, bronze-plated, and there's no hint to this at all. You just have to see it. The item that you're looking for is in place of one of the feet of the table, and it's almost the same exact diameter. The only reason that you notice that it's there is because the piece you're looking for has like the uniform slits around the outer edge, like a quarter, and the normal table feet don't, and that's the only way that you notice it. So
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and playing
So a
it
texture detail.
right, playing it on the Pro on that 13-inch screen is really really cool. Yeah, no, that was my big prize. I got the Pro, and then I got a GoPro. Because the studio is going to be up at Bangor Comic and Toy Con in April, and I think we're going to Boston Comic Con in August too. So I'll be able to have the GoPro with me and get some live footage while I'm there.
Nice. Oh, did you guys hear about Kojima
I didn't
starting
know.
his own business?
Oh, yeah, I saw it.
Yeah. Well, I'm just excited because that leaves chance for Silent Hills to come out. And
It does, yeah.
I will
I did
cry
hear about
so
that.
much if it does.
I did hear about that, and it's going to be Sony exclusive, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
At least
I
for the
think
first
so.
year.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's good. At least he's going back to his roots.
No kidding.
I see, like I'm in a weird place because not with that, but to to kind of go with the topic of exclusiveness. So like I have a 1 and I have a 4, and obviously I have a PC. But I look at different things, and for example, the Final Fantasy VII remake coming out, which I'm really, really excited about. There's a huge part of me that wants that to be PlayStation exclusive. Like, I know it's not going to be because all the Final Fantasy games are multi-platform now, and that's how they get the most money, and I get that. But seeing as the Final Fantasy game, Final Fantasy VII was a PlayStation 1 exclusive. It was a PlayStation 1. It was one of the greatest titles to ever come out on PlayStation 1. And all the PlayStation 1 Final Fantasy VII fans have been waiting for, 15 years now? Almost 20 years for a remake? It should at least be timed exclusive for PlayStation 4 users.
For like the first year type thing, like they did with Destiny and their expansions type
or
shit.
like until all of them come out, because it's going to be a sectional game.
Right.
So they're going
to too big to make it into one game.
So like if they let's say they end up doing it into 4 parts. So okay, once all 4 parts are out, then fine, we'll release it on Xbox One. But it should be something like the PlayStation. The people that have been loyal to PlayStation should get something out of that.
Yeah.
But
guaranteed they might do something stupid and be like, "Here's a sweet little costume you get."
Yeah, that's true. But from what I understand, they're not changing anything. Like, they're going to have the cross-dressing scene. They're going to have the brothel scene. Like, they're going to keep it completely true to Final Fantasy VII. So, which I'm super excited for.
Well, so let's just hope that remains true.
Right. Because to
Till
this
it
day,
comes
it's
out.
still the greatest Final Fantasy game of all time.
To most people.
Yeah.
What'd
I
you
like
say?
10 more, but that's my personal
I
opinion.
hated 10.
Jesus Christ, you guys are
I didn't
Play it.
I didn't like the story.
I was never that into Final Fantasy, so I don't really care that much.
I didn't like, and I mean, to kind of
What didn't you like about 10? I would love to hear
What
your
didn't I like?
explanation. Yeah.
So-
I didn't play it, so
I
not
didn't-
me.
That's fine, Brandon. I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at Nate
I
right
liked
now.
8, but I'm weird.
see 8 was like the Dawson's Creek of Final Fantasy. Like the storyline was like written for teenage girls. I hated 8, and
I liked 10 too.
Seifer was really cool. I really liked Seifer. So here's the thing I didn't like about 10. I swear we've talked about this before.
We might have,
I think
but I'm
we
still angry about it.
I think we talked about this back when the HD remake came out.
Yeah.
So flashback, everybody.
Flashback.
For one of the biggest things I don't like about Path of Exile is their character development system. And Final Fantasy X is almost identical. I don't like the fact that you're on this giant web. I don't like the fact that anybody can be anything. And now granted the materia in Final Fantasy VII kind of enables that a little bit. But I like the days of, you go back to the NES or SNES
I
Final
thought you
Fantasy.
liked Bethesda role plays.
What's that?
I thought you liked like Skyrim and Fallout.
Well, no. But that's an individual character. That's not your entire group. And
Each character is individual.
but
It's just like playing Fallout with a party.
But in Final Fantasy, a character's development and a character's lore was typically very heavy on their on what class they were. You had your white mage, your black mage, your warrior, and even in Final Fantasy VII, yes, Cloud you could put materia in him and he could become a summoner. But, he used a sword. Barrett used his Gatling hand and things like that. With Final Fantasy X, it just became way too homogenized. And then you had 10...
They all start in their own separate locations where they are based character-wise in their own little
Fair
slots.
enough.
Like
I will say...
Lulu's over here with all the magic shit.
No.
Yuna's over here with all the healing
No,
shit.
I get
Midas
it.
is over here with all the melee shit. It's like you build it how you want your characters to play as, which is how you feel they should play. So it's up to
Right.
you because you're progressing with them. Why wouldn't you want to change what they are?
No, I mean, one could argue that point, and you wouldn't be wrong. I don't know. I just don't think I enjoyed it. And I also think you got to remember, you go back to then. That was the first Final Fantasy on PlayStation 2.
And it was baller.
And you go back to which was my favorite one. Because, again, I've got about a decade on you. So the emotions that I have for 7 are probably very similar to the emotions that you have for 10. Because 7 was the first one on PlayStation 1. And that was the emotion that triggered for me. So I can and again, with 10 being the first one on PlayStation, it was kind of the same way that 13 dropped the ball. Like 10 was the first one on PlayStation 2, and we were all expecting it to be like the perfect Final Fantasy of all time. And yeah, it looked beautiful and it sounded beautiful, like every Final Fantasy game does.
But played like every other Final Fantasy does.
See, I didn't feel like it did.
What changed in the fighting system that
they always tweak the ATB a little bit. I'm still not a fan of the ATB. I don't like the ATB. I like the games where they let me turn it off. I don't like it at all. I want to be able to sit there, but again, I'm also more of a turn-based player than a real-time player, so that's just my play style.
It's not real-time in 10.
In 10, they have
it's turn-based completely. There's no time.
I thought it was ATB though.
No.
I thought 10 was where they had the active time battles.
That's 10 too.
Is it?
Yeah.
You probably played the gay one. Yeah.
See, if anything, I would take 10-2 over 10.
What?
Oh my god! I remember loving 10-2. You collected all the different costumes for all the different characters, and they had like all these really crazy, cool hidden costumes. Dude, 10-2 was like Charlie's Angels with Final Fantasy. 10-2 was awesome.
And that has ATB. You're bitching about it.
Well, I don't care about the gameplay. I just meant the game was cool. And yeah, and I didn't like.
I don't care about the gameplay. Quote unquote.
No, I'm talking for that specific game. I didn't like the story. I thought the story was predictable. The fact that his dad was Sin, I thought was really predictable. There were just things.
Find that out early, fucking on, dude. That's the whole point.
Not overly.
Find that out in like the first 2 hours.
So, I will say, and I'm pretty sure when we talked about this before, I will say that I think that they missed out on an opportunity to not make Blitzball a standalone game. I think that would have been awesome.
Fucking love Blitzball.
I would love a standalone multiplayer Blitzball game. Like, I think that would be a lot of fun.
That shit was amazing.
So, and I think that was
mini game ever.
Out of all the card games that they try and make in Final Fantasy games, which some are good, some are bad. I think Blitzball was the best work that they've ever done on a mini game side project within the game.
It was like a little mini RPG game too. Like you built your little dudes up, got levels, you learned some new kicks. It was pretty sweet.
It was Clash of Clans before Clash of Clans.
They took their inspiration.
But no, 7 still hold. I loved the fact that there were like my favorite summon, my favorite whatever you want to call them, my favorite
summons.
Well, there's summons or they're what's the E word that they use for them? Espers. Some games call them espers. Some games call them summons. Whatever you want to call them. Bahamut is my favorite one, and 7 had 3 versions of him, and I loved the one where he went to space. The Knights of the Round was my favorite of the materia. Sephiroth is the most badass final boss ever, and that will never change because Sephiroth.
I'll admit that he is the most badass end boss. Sure.
Right.
Totally fine.
There were a lot of things about 7 that were well done. No, I mean 10. I played through 10 again when they came out with the HD remake, and
the whole way. Did you even get your airship? Because that's when the game fucking takes. Well,
that's when every Final Fantasy game takes off.
Well, yeah, and that's where the game gets fucking amazing.
Right.
You're going after all the fucking ultimate weapons.
I need to sit down, and that's kind of my worry with 7 too. Is I don't really have that type of time to invest into a game anymore. You know, like I had to push myself to get 50, 60 hours into Fallout 4. I just finding the time, you know. But 7, again, I have hopes for it. I'm sure I'll get lost in it all over again. But no, and like even like 9, like I know they just announced on Steam that the remake or the resolution remaster or whatever they want to call it of 9 is coming to Steam pretty soon. And 9 was my least favorite one on the PS1. I didn't really care.
I don't think I played 9, honestly.
9 was the one where they tried to go back to the medieval look, but they went like really comical.
They did and they didn't.
They went really comical and goofy with it. Like your main character had like a fucking tail and shit. Like he was weird.
Yeah, you had the tail.
You had the big.
What's the
that was the one with
Final
Vivi.
Fantasy where it's like all old school and it's like very like what am I trying to think? It looks like it's modern, but everybody's wearing like knight armor and it like looks weird.
That could have. Oh, well, what generation are we talking? Are we talking 16-bit? Are we talking PlayStation generation?
I'm thinking PlayStation generation, yeah.
Well, was it a? Well,
I'm gonna say after 7, easily after 7, but I don't know if it was before 10 or
was
after
it a
10.
traditional Final Fantasy, or are you talking tactics?
It was traditional.
Well, then it was probably 9.
Yeah.
Was it probably?
It had to have
I
been
mean,
9.
Yeah.
I'll look it up.
You can find it on Steam.
yeah.
HD.
But yeah, because 7 was 7. Everybody knows 7. 8 was even more modern than 7. 8 was the one where they were part of the Seed school.
Yeah.
And like they had like the gun blades and everything like that. I did like the draw system. I thought that was a cool magic system in 8. I just couldn't get over the storyline. It's like, oh, I'm in love with you, and oh no, I'm in love with my teacher, and like it was like a high school drama.
Sounds hot.
Although Seifer was pretty badass. I really liked Seifer in Final Fantasy VIII. But yeah, but 9. If you're talking about,
Oh, I'm gonna find it. Don't you worry.
if you're talking about
It's
a
not 8.
traditional looking one on PlayStation 1, that would have been 9. The characters were very fantasy-like.
Nope, not 9.
It wasn't 9. Well, that was it. And again,
9 was more medieval, like
unless
in setting, too, though.
unless you're talking tactics.
It's like modern, but they're dressed up in like bitchin' knight armor, but it looks like modern day.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I'd never played it. It just looked cool.
Okay.
I was wondering if you guys
Yeah,
ever.
I don't know.
I'm looking. I'm going up through each Final Fantasy till I find it. Well, it ain't 11. That shit's
No, well,
stupid.
11 was the MMO, and
Yeah.
then 12. You know what one I really liked was 12. 12 I really liked. That was a PlayStation 2 one. But that one wasn't. That one didn't play like a traditional Final Fantasy. That one was like an action RPG. It was more like a Devil May Cry or God of War. And there are a lot of people who don't care for that one, but I actually really enjoyed it. Yeah, Final Fantasy 9 is coming out on PC.
Early 2016.
Yeah, early 2016. That, I mean, again, might be cool. I always loved the traditional black mage that they have in Final Fantasy 9. I always loved the look of that traditional black mage. The little short dude with the blue robe and the...
Vivi.
Yeah, Vivi. Vivi was always awesome looking. The thing that bothered me the most about 9 was that big fat knight.
Oh.
He bugged me. I
The
don't
big
like
fat knight.
I don't like characters that are dumb and goofy. Like they bug me. Like they're too stupid for their own good, so it doesn't make any sense that they're in this heroic story.
No, people are dumb and they get thrown into stupid situations all the time.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Everybody's stupid for a reason.
But
Yeah, it's true.
as much trash as I talk about 10, none of them are as bad as 13. So talk about a disappointing, first one on the console. That's why I'm really holding my breath for 15, because I am excited. I hope it's as good as we hope it is, but it's going to be the first one on PlayStation 4, and like we'll see, but I don't know. I like the fact that they're kind of migrating from the random battles to like more like a modern RPG. I think that kind of works out well.
Yeah, I've seen that changing too, which is nice.
It's
No
just a
more
different
screen
perspective.
shatters and just waiting.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still a cool feeling, but it sucks when you're trying to get somewhere, and like that's when
It's just it becomes annoying.
right.
Mhm.
Like the algorithm just kind of wants to fuck you at that particular moment.
God damn it.
Right. Or it's like, look, I can get right, or if you're in a dungeon, and it's like the save point where I can use my tent is right there, and I have no health potions left, and then there's that one random battle right before the tent, and it kills you. That sucks.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I cannot find it. It might not even be a fucking Final Fantasy game. I might
Probably
just be stupid,
wasn't.
but-
You're just assuming it was.
yeah,
Does
could
it
it have
look like a
been?
Square
What
Enix
was
thing?
that one? Lost Odyssey.
Lost Odyssey
No, it
was
wasn't.
good.
Lost Odyssey was good.
Yeah.
I played that.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been a Square.
Very long, but very.
Oh
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah, it
God.
was. It could have been a Square game. It could have been maybe the Dragon Quest games. No, they wouldn't be modern
No.
looking.
They were
No.
super.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I
you're
mean,
just-
yeah,
Corey, you're just crazy.
Probably.
you envisioned it in your mind.
Yeah,
I'm
this is the
mad at-
game you wanted but never had.
Saw a trailer. It got canned.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
now that
okay.
we're
I'm done looking for for it.
Now that we're a week or two into 2016, what are some upcoming games that you guys are looking forward to?
Sure.
Upcoming.
Nothing,
No,
really?
like nothing.
Really?
Oh, I'm still very skeptical on the Division. I want the Division to be really good.
Yeah.
I want them to announce that new Nintendo console and just fucking show me what the fuck it is.
I guess Hitman. I'm ready for Hitman.
Right. Fair enough.
That's in March. Nice.
And Zelda Wii U.
I'll probably end up buying a Wii.
Yeah, we'll see how it looks.
You'll see how it looks.
I haven't been too impressed with anything that was being shown. I don't.
I just don't like the character model they chose because he looks like a fucking girl.
Yeah, I don't like the color palette they used. I wish they were going with the more realistic textures like Ocarina of Time.
That'd be nice, but I don't know that we're gonna get that again.
Probably not. I
The
don't.
last one that was like that was, I guess you could say Twilight Princess.
Which was horrible.
I wasn't horrible.
Twilight Princess was awesome.
It wasn't horrible.
There were some
It wasn't
things
as good
that
as
were
the
bad.
Old ones, but I will always say it's not as good as the old ones just because of.
Yeah. Well, no, well, it's like, I mean, my
I like
least
the dog. I like the dog thing.
my least favorite was that one that looked like a Saturday morning kids cartoon.
Oh my god.
Wind Waker. Yeah.
Okay.
I
That's
absolutely.
amazing.
I couldn't.
Story wise, amazing.
The look of it completely ruined the whole game for me. I could never get through it.
You people and your fucking hating art styles is just annoying.
I don't
me.
hate it.
Accept a fucking game for what it is. Design wise, they're putting out quality shit. Okay, there is some deep fucking lore in there that you're not getting because
Right.
you're like, oh, it looks like a little kid painted it on his fucking mom's fridge. Fuck
Well,
you. It's amazing
right,
and play it.
But if I don't enjoy it, why would I play it? Here I am talking. to
You
the guy-
won't. You won't play it. I'm
Right.
telling you. Yeah. No, you won't.
So it'd be no different than like if I was like, hey, you should listen to this country album. It's really good. And it's like, well, I don't like country music. And okay, that's fine. No matter how good the country music album is, if you don't like country, you're not going to like it. So no matter how good the game is, if I can't get by how it looks and that just doesn't allow me to enjoy the experience.
Hey, Avenged Sevenfold just put out a country album. How you like that?
Oh, I love country music. I'm sure I'd love it.
Of course,
That's
trash can.
Nice try.
no. It's that's what you're trying to get at. You're looking at a genre changing its look. It's like Avenged Sevenfold putting on fucking country pants.
But it did
And a
change
little
its
cowboy
look.
hat.
Never once has a Zelda game been that childish and cartoony looking.
False. There's plenty of other ones.
Not that are that bad.
But almost
That
everyone,
bad?
almost everyone since has been like pretty cell shaded.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
See,
Twilight Princess wasn't, but then
I think that's kind of what gets it for me is I don't like cell shading. Oh, I have
you
that.
like
I have.
Borderlands, didn't you?
No, I never liked Borderlands. It was Borderlands felt to me. It felt like Fallout-ish with some Diablo-esque gameplay elements put in it with weird looking cartoon graphics. I don't like cell shading. You know, it's why, like, okay, for example, the argument that everyone makes with the new Ninja Turtles movies, the Michael Bay ones. I love them. I think they look great because they don't look like giant cartoons. They look like mutant turtles would look in real life. Like, I like that. If anything, that's my one complaint about the Warcraft movie is I wish they went a little bit darker and more realistic on the textures. Because it's a little too bright and it's a little too colorful. I like my stuff to be rendered. I mean, I get it. A Zelda game that came out on the NES or a Zelda game that came out on the Super NES. I get it. That was,
I mean, this is a GameCube.
or even the GameCube, because that was.
The Wind Waker was GameCube.
Yeah, but GameCube. Yeah, I always forget Nintendo's usually a generation or two behind like the leaders.
I mean, you got your dark games on GameCube too. You got like
Yeah.
Resident Evil 4.
It's Nintendo. Nintendo used to try and capture everybody, and it seems like
Eternal Darkness. Sorry, just had to throw that out there.
Oh God.
You know, Eternal
So
Darkness
good.
was a good game. Oh man, you want to talk about a shitty Final Fantasy game? Did you ever play that shitty one that was on GameCube, like
Nah.
Mystic Knights or something like that? I forget what it was called. GameCube, Crystal Chronicles, and it was 4-player co-op, but like. One of you always had to be carrying like a candle, and the candle kept the area, like the dungeons lit, and like if the candle went out, like you all died. Like
It's
Oh,
terrible.
how fun!
it was a horrible game. But no, I don't know. I mean, I've tried Wind Waker. I have a Legend of Zelda themed Wii U. I have a digital copy of Wind Waker that came free with the Wii U. I've tried to play it multiple times. I just cannot get into it. I can't. I don't know.
Every Zelda game's intro is always a bit slow.
It's not even that.
Wind Waker's especially. That one took me, the first time I played it, it took me a little bit to get into it as well. I will not give you some shit for that, because the intro to Wind Waker's is a bit
So
longer
I just need to
than most.
see, but this is the argument I always make. So what you're telling me is that I just need to kind of like bite my tongue and get through that.
Yeah, once you get your ship, you're sailing around, you're going island to island. It's incredible.
See,
being
but
so fucking open like that, it's awesome.
To me, and this is the same reason I didn't like The Witcher, because I thought The Witcher started off really slow, and to me, a game is like a book. If you haven't captured me in the first chapter, I'm finding a new book, because
You have to depend on the genre. Like, you can't
Yeah.
read like it's like you can't just assume every book's gonna hook you in and like.
Yeah,
keep the
Stephen
action.
King isn't perfect every freaking sentence.
Keep the
Well,
pace.
no,
Like,
but
that's where genre.
well, even if I'm not fully hooked, you have to at least give me enough interest to want to read the next chapter and see what's going on. Like,
Zelda game.
some of that has to come intrinsically though.
what's that?
Some of that interest has to come from you though.
No, it does, and I'm a Zelda fan. I've always been a Zelda fan. I still don't think a single one's going to compare to Ocarina. I don't think there will ever be a Zelda game that compares to Ocarina. They just don't. They aren't making games like they used to.
No, well, they can't.
Right,
honestly.
just like I don't think
the market's so fucking spread out now.
Right,
People can't
they
really
can't-
do what they want. They always focus on larger
Right.
views of people. And
Well,
it's not fair.
it doesn't make sense financially or in any way to sit on a game and develop it for 10 years anymore. It just doesn't make any sense. Not that there's a need to, but
Even though quality-wise, that game would probably be amazing if they did sit on it for so long and just worked on it themselves.
But they would make more money releasing titles every 2 years than one amazing title in 10 years. And
Yeah.
it's I mean, at the end of the day, the thing that a lot of people seem to forget is that game development's a business. So it's all about the mighty dollar.
Which is why I'm not as upset with the Zelda franchise, because they do spread their shit out.
Well, they
at
do,
least more so than any other company I've seen. I mean, besides Project Red, because they spread their shit out like redonkulous time. But Zelda's never a yearly game. Never is it
Right.
a yearly game. And the 9 times out of 10, the games they put out are solid and they aren't fucked up. But I don't know. I don't like the newer shit that they've been putting out mostly. Skyward Sword was very hit and miss for a lot of
Oh,
people.
maybe
That
Skyward
shit
Sword was. Which one's the one that's being remade for the Wii U?
that would be Twilight Princess.
Okay, Twilight Princess is the one that it
'Cause
seems
that
to
came out on the Wii.
right, and that's the one that the general consensus was that it wasn't that good, right?
I thought it was.
No, I thought it was
I thought
good.
that
They
was
brought
pretty well received.
visually wise, they got a
No,
more
Twilight
darker,
Princess
which
was Game
Because
why
it
Cube.
wasn't
people
cell
liked it.
shaded. It looked more like what you might imagine Ocarina looking like on the Wii.
So maybe I would enjoy Twilight Princess then.
It was
If
the
you
one
guys
where
remember,
had
I
the
doubt
dog.
that you do. There was a once upon a time before the Wii U came out, the Wii U came out, and they did the whole Skyward Sword bullshit. Way even before Skyward Sword even had trailers, they showed like a tech demo.
Right.
of,
No.
like,
Yes, and that's what Zelda needs to look like.
Fighting that spider thing.
That was amazing.
Fuck.
If
It
Zelda,
looked insane.
if Legend of Zelda could look like that, that would be awesome. But that
Yeah.
again, that's like Zelda for adults.
Which is what people want, but
Right. It would
it's
be
not
nice.
it's not the every. It's
Well,
not
no, but it
everybody.
would
They
be
need to have
nice
the
if
kids
they.
in there, too.
It would be nice if they had 2 teams, and they had like the little kid Zelda, and then they had the adult Zelda, or the little
That
kid,
would not work.
like the little kid Link
You
and the
could-
adult
that
Link.
That would not be a thing.
They need the whole team to work on it because
They-
they have
they-
their lore so tied in. It's kind of
Yeah,
hard.
but their lore
You
splits
couldn't-
in so many different ways that it doesn't even matter anymore.
It doesn't even exist. People just play it because it's fun.
No, the lore exists. There is a huge.
Eh.
I have my fucking Bible right here. Okay.
Yeah, and I have the digital version of that on the Wii U. So,
Yeah.
Physical Bibles are better than digital Bibles.
but it's really janky. Like,
That's what I'm saying. Like, I guess it exists, but like,
it branches 3 times. That's it.
Right.
The timeline branches 3 times. That's it.
yeah.
That's
so
not that bad.
essentially, what happens is, so the heaven and earth are created, and then Skyward Sword is the very first game. The Sacred Realm is then sealed, and the Hyrule Kingdom is established. And then the Minish Cap, I don't know what that is. I think it was one of the Game Boy games.
It's a GBA one.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
And then after Minish Cap is Four Swords. After Four Swords is Ocarina of Time. Now, if Ocarina of Time, the hero is defeated, you then go to Hyrule's Decline and the Last Hero, which you have A Link to the Past, Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages, Link's Awakening, The Legend of Zelda, and then The Adventure of Link. If the hero is successful, and in the child era, the Sacred Realm is protected, and again, this is right after Ocarina, then the Dark World and the hero's descendants. You have Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess, and then Four Swords plus Hyrule Adventure. And then in the adult era, if the hero is successful and Gandalf is sealed, or Ganondorf is
Gandalf.
Sorry, Ganondorf. Yes, Gandalf Ganondorf is sealed. Sorry, fucking Ganondorf is the dumbest fucking name in the world. He should have been Ganon. But anyway,
He is named Ganon.
well, who is Ganondorf?
He's Ganondorf, but he changes into Ganon.
Oh, so Ganondorf is like the.
His final form.
Oh, okay. You mean Ganon?
Ganon is his final form.
Okay, so he's a Pokemon now.
Yes.
Anyway, so if you have the adult era where Ganondorf is sealed, or Gandalf or whatever, you have the Hero of Wind in a New World. Then Ganondorf is revived, Hyrule is sealed and flooded, which is when you have Wind Waker. So I guess Ganondorf is the boss again in Wind Waker.
Yeah.
So Wind Waker, depending on your timeline and how you finished it, Wind Waker is the direct sequel to Ocarina of Time.
Yep.
Oh, okay. And then you have Phantom Hourglass, which looks like another really heavily cel-shaded one.
Yeah, those
That was
ones
a-
are weird.
that was
And then
a
they had
DS
Spirit
one, I
Tracks
think.
too.
Yeah,
It was
Spirit.
on the DS though.
Yeah.
Those ones were weird. I never played those, to
Right.
be honest. I didn't have a DS at the time, so I didn't get the chance.
Right.
But those take place, after Wind Waker, and that's just weird to me. Like, they unflood the land. It's like, all right. And now
So it
they're on
looks like-
trains. Woo!
So it looks like the original Legend of Zelda, like the NES one, is like one of the very last games in the timeline of the hero being defeated in Ocarina of Time.
Yep.
That's pretty crazy.
It's odd, but it's cool that they
Wait, where the
backtrack.
hell does what's the new one that came out on Game Boy?
You're talking about...
The one
The
where you can
wall
turn into
one?
paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how we both did the same hand thing for
Yeah.
the wall.
I don't
Yeah.
remember what it was called.
Yeah, how come that's not on here?
A Link... No.
A Link Between
A
Worlds.
Link Reborn.
No,
A Link
no,
Between
no, no, it was
Worlds.
Link
That's
Between
what it was.
Worlds. That's
Yeah,
not on
Link
here.
Between Worlds. It wouldn't be in the Historia because it wasn't made yet when this came out.
Oh yeah, this was posted back at. Oh my god, this was from like 2011.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay, never mind. Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, then.
Just wiki the timeline now because I'm sure they put it.
Yeah,
in
that
there.
was a screen grab from Kotaku. Kotaku?
Trash.
Whatever. There are worse things out there. Could be.
It's like going to IGN for reviews.
What's wrong with going to IGN for reviews?
We're not
They're
going-
biased.
We've been there.
They're not biased.
We've been
They
there. We're
are
not going
biased.
there.
No, that's just rumor. Their reviews aren't bought.
They're just bad.
I don't know. I always seem to agree with their reviews.
And I always think you're pretty bad. So.
So
Sheeple. Goddamn sheeple.
they how is it a sheeple if I agree with it?
I think we're coming up on time.
We are.
Make your own assessment. That's what I think.
Well,
don't look at somebody else's review and then just be like, well, that's what it is.
Well, no, I completely agree. For example, Witcher is like 5 stars across the board, and I got really bored with it. So I don't always like follow suit. For example, I don't think Fallout 4 deserves to be Game of the Year.
No, it doesn't.
It was just another Fallout game. There wasn't
It
anything.
wasn't Game of the Year.
Some people think it should be. Some people think Witcher 3 should be Game of the Year. And I'm like, why? It's just
Wasn't Witcher 3 Game of the Year?
Witcher's probably.
I haven't paid much
is a
attention,
good
but
It is. Witcher 3 was Game of the Year,
was it?
and
See,
Fallout didn't get shit.
See, and that's what I don't get because it's just another open world game. I don't get what was so special about it.
Did you play either of the other Witchers?
Yeah, I didn't like either of them. I own all
Did
three
you
of
play them through? Did you just
no,
try them, or did you play
I
them
couldn't play them through. The interest wasn't there. I think I got like 20 hours into Witcher 1, and then Witcher 2, the gameplay was just horrible. But
Some people just can't play Witcher. That's fine.
have you played?
I like Witcher a lot. I'm like right at the end of Witcher 3 on my PlayStation 4, and I've been taking it super slow, going through every area, 100%ing everything I can, just because
Right.
I love that.
No, and that's fine. I'm not saying it's a bad game, and I think that's what's kind of. I think that's where you misinterpret when I say I don't like it or I don't think it's any good. I respect that it's a good game. Same with Wind Waker. I respect that art is beautiful. It's very well done. It's shaded very well. It looks beautiful. I don't like it. I can respect that Symphony sounds beautiful. I'm not going to sit and listen to it.
No,
You know what I
that's
mean?
sad.
I can
You
res-
can't enjoy a symphony.
I can respect something I don't like. I don't like Elvis. I don't like Hendrix. I think Hendrix is overrated. But I still respect what he did for the genre. Same with the Beatles. I can't stand listening to the Beatles. But I respect what they did for music. So, and again, and that's what, and it really upsets when people go, oh, that sucks. Like Call of Duty. Oh, Call of Duty sucks. No, it doesn't. Call of Duty is a very, very well-made game. It's just the same game every year. But Call of Duty, their servers are 100% stable every year. Their frame rate's always completely stable. Very rarely is a Call of Duty game buggy. They're very well-developed games. They're just simply developed, and there's not a lot of change that happens to them.
Yeah, and they're pumped out yearly, so people can just flood their
Why
money.
shouldn't they be? They're one of the top-selling games every year. They'd be dumb not to release one every year. Oh, speaking of which, and yeah, we are coming up on time, so I don't want to go too much longer, but I assume you guys heard about Activision Blizzard buying out MLG?
Yeah.
They bought out MLG.
They bought out MLG.
Yeah, they bought MLG.
Interesting.
So-
That, for how
Probably be
much? I
good.
figure that would be worth quite a bit now.
It was
Only
like 48 million.
48 million. It wasn't much.
Okay.
That's
But
chump.
wasn't
that-
wasn't
well,
much.
Well, that's chump.
Well,
That's
MLG is
chump
very
change.
irrelevant
Think
in the
about it.
larger
If
scale
you
esports scene.
think about it, if you won Powerball last night, you could have bought MLG and had $500 million left.
I don't know. The whole Powerball thing is just ridiculous to me.
No, it is 1.3 billion Wednesday night.
So maybe Blizzard and Activision.
Bunch of hookers and coke.
I heard about that. You know what? I'd rather him buy hookers and coke than donate it. I just hope somebody who's not gonna like donate it all to their favorite church or their favorite charity.
Oh my god! Don't even fucking go on Facebook. Oh, here's my numbers. If I win, I'll give you guys some of my money if you share it. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I
Go
know,
fuck
right.
yourself, because you're gonna do that shit.
No, I know. Everyone says that until they win.
Yeah. And then they're like, "Why don't you pay us?" Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, basically, it's like I got $800 million now. That's enough money for you to hate me. So you can keep hating me. I'm just gonna keep my money.
Yep. I'm in Maui now. I don't know how I
Yeah.
can get to you.
It's like I'm gonna pay somebody just not to. I'm gonna pay somebody to keep you from contacting me. Overpaying you. I'm gonna pay somebody twice what I agreed to pay you to keep you from contacting me, just in spite. But yeah, we are coming up on time, so I'm going to I'm gonna get ready to sign off here. You guys have anything else to say really quick? Any final thoughts? Any last words? Any last words?
I don't know.
Working on that filming project that I talked about for a while. We've got our first 45 minutes filmed.
Why
so
is
that's
it you
good.
always bring it up at the end when we're crunched
'Cause I
for
forget.
time and you don't bring it up?
Because you think,
It's just
any
so
last
I
thoughts?
can
I'm
do
like,
that.
what are thoughts? Oh, yeah.
What are those thoughts that you're talking about? No, fair enough. Well, we'll make sure we bring it up a lot next week because I want to
Cool.
hear about that. It sounds exciting.
It's fun.
I bet. Brandon,
What about you, Nathan? Any last
No.
thoughts? No?
thoughts?
last
Me?
thoughts?
I don't have thoughts.
See.
I have. Yeah, my last thought. Well, just the pitch I was gonna do. Go check out Mind of a Geek. It's my new show. We recorded episode 4 last week. Tomorrow is episode 5 with Mr. Diced Tomato, Mike Johnson, who is one of the hosts over at Trivia Geeks. He's also a web developer, so that should be a pretty fun show. Let's see here. Next week is with Sean Burns, who's also from Trivia Geeks. Week after that, it's Jay Hammond C. Week after that, it's Matt McChesney, who does some board game stuff. And into February, we've got Daryl Skeels, the Trek nerd, coming on February 8th. Carrie Sims from Trivia Geeks coming on February 15th. Peter Fisher on the 22nd. JF Dubois will be returning on the 29th to help promote his new book coming out in March. And yeah, and we're booked. I mean, we got a whole bunch of people. Kyle Ferguson from Into the Nexus will be coming on.
I lived on that street.
We've got Nine Ball from the West March Workshop, which is a podcast done by BlizzPro that's going to be coming on. We've got Courtney Oliphant. Who's that actor that has that same last name? Oliphant, whatever. However I say the last name. She is one of the hosts on Chicks with Flicks, which is a podcast. It's an all-female podcast where they watch movies that were aimed towards dudes and then review them as women and see if they appeal to them as well.
That's actually pretty funny.
Spoiler alert, they don't.
They don't. They're gonna hate every movie.
I've only listened to one of their episodes so far because I'd never heard of them. Actually, a little while ago they did Die Hard, and it was actually pretty entertaining to listen to four chicks.
Best Christmas movie of all time.
Yes, it was. It was pretty entertaining to listen to four chicks talk about what they felt about Die Hard. And I only refer to them as chicks because they refer to themselves as chicks in their show.
Not to be derogatory towards what? Chicks?
It can be a derogatory. It's like
They don't mind being called chicks. I don't feel like I've not once gotten yelled at for saying, "Hey, chick."
Really?
Don't you call me that?
I'm pretty sure if I went up to my wife and said, "Hey, chick, make me some coffee."
Okay, there are different instances of chicks. If you don't know their name, they are chick.
Fair enough. Also, lightsabers and screwdrivers is going to be launching on the show probably within the next couple of weeks. So make sure you check that out. Charles's friend Will has backed out. So my friend Brandon is not this Brandon, different Brandon is going to be stepping in and doing the show with him. If you haven't heard about this show yet, Lightsabers and Screwdrivers is going to be a Star Wars and Doctor Who podcast. Charles is a self-proclaimed Star Wars expert, and Brandon is a self-proclaimed Doctor Who expert. So it should be pretty nerdy.
Yeah, that Doctor Who. Can't say I'm
not a fan. It's like British
about
X-Files. I'm personally not a fan, but there are a lot of people who describe themselves as
fandom too.
Yeah, the Whovians. Yeah. Hey, you know what? Whatever. We're gonna get hate for that.
That's fine.
Yeah, whatever.
I'll accept it.
I could give a shit about who.
I will accept it.
All right. Fair
So
enough.
graciously.
But yeah, we're going over a little bit here, so I apologize to Alpha Geek if I don't think anything goes on at 6, so I think we're okay. But I think that's it.
I want to go make dinner.
Okay, go make dinner. So I think that's it. So so Brandon can be found twitch.tv/JohnMonranchescorius, twitch.tv/AudioKing. I am twitch.tv/xCynicX. You can find all of our shows and all of our studio information over at inkedgeekstudios.com. Check out everything. You can go to our subreddit. Brandon, you know that, right? What is the subreddit? r/InkedGeekStudios?
It's just r/InkedGeekStudios and r/Mind of a Geek.
All right, cool. Brandon is being a champ and running that for us over there.
They exist.
Be sure to check out this show live on Twitch at inkedgeekstudios.com/live or Twitch if you so need to. This show records every Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. You can watch Mind of a Geek live most of the time Mondays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, inkedgeekstudios.com/live. Occasionally that does change up a little bit depending on the availability of the guest. If you go to inkedgeekstudios.com/mindofageek, you will see the interactive calendar that will tell you the day and time of all of our upcoming guests into May. Pretty exciting. A big thanks to Mr. Dustin Bayette for our intro music, because I seem to forget to thank him every once in a while. You can check out his stuff at dustinbayette.com. And I think that's it. Is that it? Are we done? All right.
We're done.
Cool. So for all of our podcast listeners, for all of our Twitch listeners, and for everybody else,
Namaste.
thanks for listening. And we'll see you next week. Oh, that's the intro. Let's turn that off. Let's do the outro. There we go. I think I got it right.
Fucks up on both ends.
Now enjoy your future presentation.
Fucking up the candle on both ends.
This podcast recorded before a live internet audience. To learn how to listen and watch live, visit tunein.alphageekradio.com.
Thanks, Scott Fletcher.
Ah.
All right. E46. Show.
That was a fun episode.
Just save
I had a
you.
good time.
Yeah, that was fun. All right, I need to go make sure I turn off Alpha Geek before Todd gets mad at me again. All right, Alpha Geek, off air, and stop. Cool. All right, very good, very good. All right, kill the video.